All right, so we want to get to a special guest. It's been, I don't even want to guess. Time just moves. Things happen and time moves, and I am terrible about how many months, how many years have elapsed since last time I've seen this person. But it's been a while. I bump into her from time to time because she's just everywhere. I told her she knows everybody. She's everywhere in a good way. And she's here because of National Caregivers Month. It's a month that we recognize those millions of caregivers, not only across the country, but hyper focused here in Charlotte. There are a bunch of folks who are taking care of loved ones, family members who need their help. And she started an organization, Frankie Mae Foundation. She's the executive director of the Frankie Mae Foundation. And by now, you probably know who I'm talking about, Venitra White-Dean. She's here in studio. Nice to see you again, my friend.
Good to see you.
How long has it been?
It was July of last year.
It was because it was, we were in the pantry area. And I think I was over here just wiping away all the sweat. Yes. It was hot.
It was hot. And it's that in the pantry, in the caregiver store, it's either hot or cold. Like there's no in between in there because the temperature thing doesn't work. The thermostat doesn't work.
So it's perfect now because we like in that in between.
Yeah,
okay. So
it's good in there now. I go in there now to pack orders, and it's the perfect weather in there now.
You started the Frankie Mae Foundation to help caregivers, and I was there. I did the story. I reached out when I was doing the Seeking Solutions brand. I just reached out. It was kind of like a cold call. And so Venitra was just so nice and so warm to me and said, hey, come out. Well, actually, we're going to have an event. I believe it was on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And we're doing the meetup at this church, at your brother's church, and come out. And I came, and it was so welcoming. Y'all do a lot. It is a support group. I feel like saying support group is doesn't really sort of tell the whole story.
Yeah, it doesn't do it justice.
Yeah, it doesn't do it justice, but y'all do a lot. Can you explain how we got here?
Yeah, so how we got here was, so in 2012, early 2012, my mom, well, let me back up a little bit. In 2010, my father passed away.
Yep.
And my parents had been married for 52 years when he passed away. And my mom didn't want to live by herself. So my husband, daughter, and I moved in with her. And I noticed little things starting to happen with her. And the crazy thing is, I talked to my parents every single day before we moved in with her. And I didn't notice anything. But when we were with her 24 hours a day, I started noticing the conversations, the repeated questions, forgetting where she would put things or telling us the same story over and over. So got a little concerned and called her doctor, and he said it's just a life change right now. Your parents were married for so long. This is different.
And you weren't concerned after that?
I wasn't until she accused me of stealing. And when she accused me of stealing, I was like, yeah, no, this
not
like,
my mama.
Yeah, like, first of all, you don't have nothing like a bunch that I want to steal. But so I called her primary physician back and talked to him, and he said, okay, bring her in. So brought her in, referred her to a neurologist, went to the neurologist, did the battery of tests, and she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. So here we are with this Alzheimer's diagnosis that I had absolutely no idea what we were supposed to do with this Alzheimer's diagnosis. So that was in early 2012, February of 2012. And so just trying to navigate, like, what are we doing? What is Alzheimer's? What am I supposed to expect? What is she supposed to expect? So just learning as we went, trying to navigate the life changes. And So learning about adult daycare,
Yeah.
learning about resources with Mecklenburg County, learning about resources through her doctor's office. So just learning as we went. We were flying by the seat of our pants.
You were like doing a like a crash course.
It was on the job training, like literally on the job training. And fast forward, September of 2020, she passed away.
Mm.
And throughout that whole process of being her caregiver, just trying to navigate with resources, I know how I felt as her caregiver. Here I was juggling motherhood, being a wife, still working, taking care of her, and it was a lot.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do something for other family caregivers. And so I talked to my siblings, I talked to my husband, and I was like, I want to do something. I don't know what, but I want to do something because I want to make sure caregivers know that there are resources out there are people out there, and I want them to feel like they matter. And, you know, somebody sees them, somebody hears them, somebody knows what they're going through.
Yeah.
So started the Frankie Mae Foundation in January of 2022. I took a little time after she passed away to just kind of get myself together. Because, we had spent so much time taking care of her. I literally did not know what to do with myself when she passed away because I was so laser focused on her for so long. Taking care of me just took the back burner.
You sound like my mom. My grandmother had dementia for a decade plus.
Yeah.
Your identity is wrapped up into this one person.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So trying to figure out, what am I doing? And I tell people I was functionally depressed. I was still getting up every day, still doing what I needed to do, but I was a mess at home. My husband knew, my daughter knew, but it was a lot going on behind the scenes with me, and I just needed to take some time for myself. And so we started the foundation in January of 2022. We had 18 people at the meeting, and 5 of them were my immediate family. So, and again, I didn't know what I was doing. I just wanted to help family caregivers. In my mind, we were going to do maybe a quarterly meeting. The caregivers were like, no, we want to do something every month. So I'm like, what? Okay, what are we supposed to do?
What did I get myself into?
Yeah. So therein, we started the monthly meetups. And so every month, the last Saturday of the month, we get together at Weeping Willow AME Zion Church. The caregivers come. We have somebody to come and talk about resources that are available for the family caregiver. We do a fun activity. We eat lunch because we like to eat. You can't have a meeting or social event without eating.
I know, that's right.
So we eat, and then we have the caregiver store. You talked about the caregiver store. We have the caregiver store so the caregivers can get Depends, bed pads, body wash, whatever they need. We have durable medical equipment. And all of our services are free.
Yeah.
We want to make sure our caregivers don't have that unnecessary financial burden of coming, of eating, of getting supplies. And when they're at the meetup, if they need someone to sit with their loved one, we've partnered with some home care agencies, and we pay the home care agency so that the caregiver can come. Again, we don't want them to have finances as the reason that they can't participate in any of our activities. So it's, like you said, it's a support group. I call it a support group on steroids because we do a lot. We really do. And then in addition to our monthly meetups, we've partnered with other nonprofits to provide mental health therapy services. So our caregivers and anyone in their family can get free therapy services. We are a referring partner with Nourish Up. So our caregivers can get free grocery delivery or free pickup for their groceries. So anything that we can do to help lighten the load for the family caregivers, that's what we do. Any other resources that I find out in the community, I send out a blast email to the caregivers and be like, hey, this is for you. If you can participate, please do. And then I want to make sure that people understand, even though my mom had Alzheimer's, the foundation isn't just for Alzheimer's caregivers. It is for any caregiver caring for a loved one with a chronic illness. And I was at an event yesterday, and I found it interesting. One of the ladies stopped by my table, and she said, well, I'm not really a caregiver because my mom is in a facility. And I'm like, no, you're still
a caregiver.
You're still a caregiver. So, I just want people, even if you're taking care of your mom and you're like, well, I'm not a caregiver, I'm taking care of my mom. No, you're a caregiver. If your loved one is in a memory care unit or just assisted living or whatever it is, if you're caring for that person, you're a caregiver. So we just want to make sure if the caregivers that are out there, please reach out to us, and we're there. We're that village, and I talk about, and it's not just about the numbers, but just to give you a little bit of the necessity of it all. The week before we had our October meetup, we had 99 people at the meetup. Yeah. So it is growing. We're averaging, before last Saturday, we were averaging 85 people per meetup, between 80 and 85 people per meetup. So we are growing because the need is there.
And people are locked in on these meetings. Like when I went there, everybody was focused. There wasn't obviously there was a, camaraderie, people talking, but really just eyes to the front. We're soaking everything in. That's my takeaway from it.
And they soak it in. They have a good time. They form friendships with each other. I get phone calls and text messages. Hey, I'm with so-and-so and we out eating dinner. And I'm like, oh, okay, have fun. So they form relationships with the other caregivers outside of the monthly meetup. And I am a big proponent. We were raised, my father was a minister, and so we were raised serving people. And so I consider the foundation as my part of being a servant, and the servant's heart. And so with the foundation, I believe in giving back, even with the foundation. So we actually volunteer once a quarter. The caregivers volunteer once a quarter to go to Nourish Up, and we work in the warehouse once a quarter.
Wow.
So, I don't want it to be that the caregivers are just coming to get resources. We pour back into the community as well. And then we started doing monthly food drives for Nourish Up. So every month, people bring non-perishable food items to the meetup, and once a month, we take what we collect and take it to Nourish Up. So,
which is so important now.
It's that giving back. It's about receiving, but it's also about giving back.
Yeah.
So I'm big about that as well.
Do you see that people, and you kind of alluded to it, but let me ask you plainly: do people struggle with the title caregiver?
Yeah, I think some people do.
Why?
People do. Because again, this is mama or this is grandmama, and I'm supposed to take care of mama or grandma. So I'm not a caregiver. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. And then like the lady yesterday, well, my mom is in a facility, but you're still a caregiver. If you're taking care of that person, you're a caregiver. So
how do you change that mindset? Because it's one of those, it's kind of like a survivor's remorse type of thing. Like, mama took care of me on whatever. So I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. I don't see what I'm doing as like I'm being Superman, Superwoman, or anything like that. How do you switch that mindset? How do you get folks to the mindset to say, hey, I'm a caregiver. I'm doing a lot. I have a lot on my plate.
I think you just have to keep talking about it and keep expressing it and keep letting people know, no, you are a caregiver. Wear that title proudly. And be the best caregiver you can be. I know it's hard, but it's not all hard. I mean, I talk about the last 7 months of my mom's life. We were smack dab in the middle of COVID.
Yeah.
And we were shut down, and I took so much pleasure in being shut down at home with her. We didn't have to worry about getting up, getting dressed, going to adult daycare. Like, we just enjoyed each other. And we put a TV out in the garage So we would wheel her out in the garage and we'd sit and watch TV, watch movies. We'd sit on a porch and people watch, because of course people were out walking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'd sit on the porch and watch the neighbors walk by and wave at the neighbors and talk to the neighbors from a distance. But it's all about perspective. What joy can you find in that period of your life? Yeah, there were some tough times.
Yeah.
I'm not going to even sit and sugarcoat it. There were some tough times, but there were also some times I sit back and I look at the pictures on my phone or the videos on my phone and just reminisce about some of the good, fun times that we had with her. And I wouldn't change it for the world.
Does that help you through the grieving process? Grief comes in waves.
Yeah, it comes in waves. It comes in waves. Again, that first year was really hard.
Yeah.
Really hard. Nobody, as much as you can prepare for death, nothing, I mean, and we knew she was going to pass away. Hospice came in the last 7 months, and we knew hospice, like, guided us so much, held our hands so much. And I want to let people know that hospice isn't the boogeyman. Like, I want people to understand what hospice is and what hospice isn't. We had someone from hospice to come a couple of months ago to talk about the myths and the truths of hospice, and we had someone to come the year before, because I want people to understand what hospice does. And so for those last 7 months with hospice, we knew month by month what was going on with Mama. And that last month, we knew that within that month she was going to pass away. But I still wasn't prepared.
You're not.
Yeah.
I remember my grandmother passed away from dementia 2017, and we knew it was coming. It got to the point where she stopped walking. She was having trouble breathing. We knew, and when it happened, it hit us, and it's the finale, it being final, and it just, she's not coming back. It hits you different. Like, know it's coming, but
and it was it was strange, because I would stay awake, because I was like, if I go to sleep and wake up, she's not in the next room. So I'm literally like up binge watching TV, because I don't want to go to sleep, because I know she's not going to be there.
And then you're probably exhausted throughout the day.
So, but it was the strangest thing, and it's like nobody prepares you for life after caregiving. And that's one of the things I try to talk to our caregivers about as well. When their loved one passes, I intentionally reach out to them and talk to them, and like, hey, the therapy can still continue. Don't stop therapy if you feel like you still need therapy.
Right.
By all means, because caregiving and life after caregiving are two different processes that you have to go through. And some of our caregivers, even after their loved one passes, they still come to the meetups. They still want to be around.
Y'all a family.
Yeah, it's a family, and it's I call it, it's a social club too. But they enjoy the camaraderie. They still want to come and get the information, because they're like, I have a friend that I've invited, but they haven't come yet. So I'm going to take some information to my friend. Or it may be something, even though they're not caregiving, like we have, some of the resources aren't specifically for caregiving. They could be something that you can use just as being a human being.
Right.
Like we've had attorneys to come and talk about the legal paperwork that you need. Well, everybody needs their wills and trust and all that, not just caregivers.
Power of attorney too.
So all that stuff. Yeah, we just want to make sure, our focus is caregiving. But some of this stuff, some of these life skills and some of these life lessons and some of these resources, they can carry over outside of being a caregiver.
I have two more questions, but I want to start with this one because I think this is important. How can folks get in contact with you? What's the best way to get in contact with you? Because you do a lot, and I'm sure folks are going to see that. You know everybody in Charlotte, but I feel like everybody in beyond Charlotte is going to reach out to you now. How can folks get in contact? What's the best way to get in contact?
Yeah, so the best way to get in contact is you can call us at 704-400-1779. Again, that number is 704-400-1779. Our website is FrankieMaeFoundation.com, and that's FrankieMae Foundation.com. And those are the best ways to get in touch. The email address is so long, so just call.
And we have the website right there. You can see it right there on the screen. That is
that's my sweet mama.
That's Mama Frankie Mae. So I do want to ask. I see it right there. That is a sharp outfit, by the way, that she got on now. I like that fit.
So the history behind that picture, we were in late stages of Alzheimer's, and we were on a schedule. And if you deviate from that schedule, you never know what you're going to get. But I wanted to take some Christmas pictures. And so we made arrangements to have pictures done by a professional photographer. He was a friend of mine, and he knew the situation. So I'm like, listen, we may have some issues, so I'm just letting you know. When I tell you, he was so patient with her, and she would get distracted or she would start getting agitated he was so patient with her and could calm her down and redirect her or distract her. And so that was one of the pictures that he took at that photo shoot. I have several of them, but it was just amazing to see how calm and patient he was with her taking those Christmas pictures.
And it reflects in the photo.
Yeah.
That's a really good. I wanted to ask before I let you go, what would do you think about what she would say about the work that you're doing now? Do you think about think about that?
Yeah. I think she and my father would be over the moon, just happy.
Yeah. Because
they instilled in us, again, being good people, being servants, taking care of people. You're blessed to be a blessing. So take care of other people. Be a good person and just do good in the world. And so I feel like that's what I'm doing, and I feel like they will be so proud.
You're doing it. And I'm happy. Every time I see you on my timeline, I'm happy because you're every time I see a post, you're doing something good.
Yeah.
And that's what we need in the world now, somebody doing good.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for stopping. This is not going to be your last time here on Live Impact News, but this is your first time on Live Impact News. But thank you for stopping in. She was so gracious. We had to reschedule it, and I was like, I don't want to text her and tell her that we have to reschedule. But she made it in. We got her in. Venitra White-Dean. You can find so much more about Frankie Mae Foundation on our website. She also listed a phone number. You can play back this interview. The interview will be on our digital platform shortly.
Can I say one more thing?
Go ahead.
We are, even though we're based in East Charlotte, we also, we have caregivers that come from, we have a caregiver in Rock Hill. We have some caregivers in Union County, Cabarrus County. So it's not just for Charlotte caregivers. And if you live on the outskirts of Charlotte, we have home care agencies in surrounding counties that we will still pay for that's awesome. Those hours to come to the meetup.
Out here doing great work. Look, it makes me want to be a better person. I say that seriously. It makes you want to be a better person. Thank you again. Thank you for stopping by. She's going to be back, y'all. Don't worry. She'll be back here on Live Impact News.